If you are an entrepreneur looking to attain and create massive amounts of wealth for yourself, you are in the right place. You probably clicked on this video because in your attempts to make things work and in your attempts to create the reality you so badly desire, you've run into a lot of smoke and mirrors, people pretending to guide you to the promised land without ever having been there themselves, or business models that don't work. It's almost as though you don't know what to believe anymore. And if you're thinking of clicking off this video, then let me quickly just leave you with this. Is your lack of belief in any one path or guide or mentor or business model a representation of your lack of belief in yourself? Meaning, are you really fed up with things not working, or are you actually frustrated and fed up with yourself for not having made it work by any means? If it's feeling like this is resonating already, or if it feels like I am talking to you rather than some guy on the internet talking at you for once, it's because I know this feeling intimately. Confusion, uncertainty, frustration. If you're new here, you are welcome to go to my channel, sort by oldest, start from there and see for yourself. I am a normal person who scaled an AI marketing agency in real time, the majority of it having been documented on YouTube, generating over 7 figures in revenue and deal flow for myself and my clients, and has recently begun consulting other business owners and up-and-coming business owners on how to do the same, helping them get results and cash in with AI. See below for a glimpse of recent wins, client wins, testimonials, and screenshots. If you've been here for a while, well, I appreciate you. In this video, which very well might need to be a series of videos, I'm going to lay out the most honest path to $50,000 a month in revenue from someone who has done it not just once, but over and over again, not some 6 months ago or 2 years ago, but in the last 30 days. You will understand that 50K a month, like any number, is number one, just a number that deserves no special weight. And number two, very rarely is a smooth ride. So to give you a glimpse, as we are scaling Vintascale and Spectre, my consulting company, 50K a month can look like 20K a month the next month in moments of restructuring, aggressive hiring. The more revenue generating activities are tied to the founder, the more volatile this can be. So it might go down to 20K a month, but then it might skyrocket up to 60K the next month. You're going to understand the more time you spend watching this video and just on this channel that scaling, if we're being honest, is not some perfect image. It's not some smooth ride that the folks on this platform or on the internet tend to portray. So much of it is smoke and mirrors. Nonetheless, this will be a blend of tactics, strategy, principles, and mindset, because you cannot achieve the level of success you want without all of those. Of course, I can only cover so much in this video, but my job today, if I do it correctly, is not to be the person you put on some pedestal, but rather to help you become the person that gets there anyway. And that if you choose to engage in any sort of help, if you choose to seek out and invest in some sort of assistance, that it's done out of luxury and out of choice rather than out of desperation. Long intro to weed out the worms. If you've stuck around, you have my respect. Let's begin. Building the entrepreneur. You don't have it. You don't have the thing you want, the income level you want. You don't have it because you are not it. When you are it, it comes very quickly. Why? Because when you are it, you understand innately that it is not a matter of if, but a matter of when. And in that mind frame, you stop asking when it's going to happen. It's not a question that you care to ponder on. So if you find yourself still asking when is it going to happen, or how long it's going to take, you're not there yet. I'm saying this as someone who was once there, pondering those questions. You are focused on pulling a scenario that is, by your own admission, outside of you when you're asking these questions. Whereas if you realize it was within you, that you have the ability, that you have the potential, and that you have the capacity, whereas if you realize it was within you, and this is just a matter of decision, meaning when you decide that it is in you, when you decide that you are that person that makes that amount of money, and you decide to accept that it is within you, the ability to create the life you want, right? When you decide to accept that the ability to create the life you want is within you, You'd take all the time you spend asking about when it is going to happen. You'd realize you already have everything you need, and you would go forth and build it. That came out a little disjointed, forgive me, but I think you get the point. If not, please rewind and just listen to that segment over and over again. And I'm talking to my old self every time I make these videos. Why did we start off with this? Because if it was just about the business model, it would have worked already. You would have been there already. You wouldn't be watching this video. Nor would I be making it in this way. You don't get to $20,000 a month in revenue, or $30,000 a month in revenue, or $50,000 a month in revenue without understanding and internalizing this part. If you are looking to make money with AI, for example, there are plenty of other people, including myself, who have generated massive sums of capital in the AI space. You and I are both using the same tools and approaches. Questions like, has anyone actually made any money from this? Worm. That is a worm question. This business model doesn't work. That is a worm statement. But that's understandable in some cases if we're talking about like straight up pyramid schemes, and and you've found yourself at the bottom of said pyramid scheme, in which case you're still a worm, but I forgive you. The truth is, the amount of money one makes is in direct one-to-one correlation with their character. And if you find this hard to believe, there's some pride we gotta shave off of your character. I know this because that was me for the longest point in time. You still think you're this hot shot, but you're not. Get around people who make you feel poor. That's the fastest way. It's the fastest way to get rid of that pride thing. Or you're clinging on to some income you made like 2 years ago. Not cool. The truth is, the amount of money one makes is in direct one-to-one correlation with their character. You don't just get lucky. You don't luck your way to 50 grand a month. You don't just get lucky and start making 50 grand a month. Maybe once you might get lucky. You do it for 1 month, but can you do it again? That's not luck. Making that amount of money, making any amount of money, is intentional. If you only seek to make 2 grand this month, it isn't. That was your intention. It's intentional. Money is a lot easier to make when you're clear on what you want to make, and then you intend to go out and do it, and you shape your days and your actions around that. Making money is intentional. Let's stop lucking our way around to different income levels. I'm going to save you a few years with this video. It's intentional, meaning one day you sit down and just ask, and this is something I do routinely, what does it actually take to hit X amount of money a month? Then the follow-up question should be, who do I have to be to get there? Right? So what do I have to do to hit that income level, and who do I have to be to get there? Who do I have to become to get there? The act of asking that follow-up question is the first sign that you are on your way, because most people stop the buck with what it actually takes to hit $1 million a month or $100,000 a month or whatever it is. Cool. This is where things like fearlessness, courage, consistency, and relentlessness come into play. You must understand that you are not good enough. Sorry to break it to you. Maybe you grew up and your family told you that, you were the greatest thing since sliced bread. Perhaps you have the potential to be. But you must understand, if I'm being honest with you, and if you trust me to get your results even through this video medium, I have to tell you the truth. I thought I was the biggest. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread for the longest time. Because I was around people who never called me out. Because they didn't know any better. It's not their job. It's my job. You must understand that you are not good enough, meaning you are good enough to play ball. You have the potential to play in the league, but you're far, far and away from being perfect. You're far, far and away from playing at your potential. You have a long way to go, so never allow yourself to feel like the big dog. Get in places where you feel like the small puppy. Aspirational places. The ego, your ego, it must have an on and off switch. You'll need your ego in business. You'll need to be able to turn it on and walk into rooms and own what you do and speak and talk like you are the number one solution in your space, like you are the premium solution. But you can't ever allow yourself to lead with this ego. You can't ever allow yourself to think that you shouldn't be learning aggressively with hunger at all times. You should always be reading and studying. The corporate route tells you who you have to be. Here's the job description. Here's who we need you to be. And they tell you what your scope of work is. No more, no less. So you never actually understand the power and disruption that intentional growth can have on your income. In entrepreneurship, if I intend to be more consistent, I will see the effects of that 90 days from now directly in my income. Corporate route, if I tend to be more consistent, I mean, unless I'm in some sort of sales position, you may not really understand how that translates. Part of my many grips with the corporate world, but that's okay. You also have to be able to manage yourself, meaning constantly renew that why of yours. The things that motivated me last week don't necessarily motivate me now. Doesn't matter. It's my job to keep myself in the game. We talked about this in a video or two ago. Constantly remove distraction. You have to manage. You have to you want to be your own boss? Be your own boss. Boss yourself around. Manage yourself. Fire yourself. Relocate yourself. Be critical of yourself. Give yourself feedback and performance evaluations. Performance reviews. Constantly remove distraction. You have to catch yourself when you are slipping and bring yourself back to the quiet place, as I like to call it, or the place where you feel like you have something to prove again. Often, the difference between the periods in which I generate the most money and the dips is noise. It's just the noise in my head. Me taking in other people's opinions and content and things like that. When I make a lot of money, in the periods leading up to it, I had no noise. It was quiet. Routine was on point. I wasn't checking my phone first thing in the morning. It was just very quiet, just me, myself, and I. My screen time is the lowest in those moments. I'm not socializing. There are no friends. And for the times where my income dips, in the periods leading up to that, my life was full of noise. Scrolling through social media, keeping up with the Joneses. Somehow, some way, I knew all the business with all like the hip hop superstars and the TMZs. I knew all of it. Those people don't even know I exist, by the way. I don't need to know any of that stuff. None of that stuff has anything to do with my bank account, ever, in life. I was focused on consuming more than I was creating, and you, including myself, we're always underestimating how intertwined our habits, the distractions, so on and so forth, our character traits are with the amount of money we make, especially in entrepreneurship. Anyway, I have an abundance of mindset videos on my channel. This is not going to be that. It's important that we cover this. But anyway, for the sake of giving you a practical set of next steps on how to make 50 grand a month, I will stop the mindset stuff here and defer you to those other videos on my channel. Now let's talk action steps. So the AI trap is twofold. I think if you've watched my videos by now, you know that I make these videos for a sophisticated kind of entrepreneur or buyer, and not like not the worm who thinks they're going to get rich quick in 60 days, doing some e-com thing. And I'm not going to baby you in the way I talk to you, but I'll also make you a very lethal entrepreneur. And you will advance a lot faster in your character and thus your ability to make money watching my videos. Anyway, tooting my own horn. But the AI trap is twofold. AI is the white hot space. I think that's obvious. I cannot stress the importance of being in the white hot space and how much easier this makes everything, especially making money. If your company has nothing to do with AI, my best advice, if you were to pay me my $8K consultation fee, would be to find a way to incorporate AI into what you are doing. Not just by process, so incorporating GPTs or whatever it is into how you do things so you can do it faster and more precise, but also by brand. Don't say I didn't warn you. And if you need me to simplify this even further, fine, I'd be glad to. Take AI, those letters, and put it next to what you do or somewhere on your website. Now, the trap, if you are looking to really crush it with AI and generate a ton of capital, most people are luring you in by labeling what they do as AI without any real AI inclusion in it, or without any real AI practicality, without any proof from the market, in other words, that businesses on a large scale, not just the one-off, but businesses on a large scale are willing to adopt what you're offering, this AI offer you got. And if you're still watching me, I'm going to assume that there's some element of trust here, so I'm going to honor that trust, thank you, and tell you that the only thing I can speak on is what I've personally or folks around me have been making money with AI. And that is AI cold email, specifically using AI cold email to generate deals for businesses. It ain't AI automation, sorry. That's the only model that has worked consistently for me, for the business owners I'm personally working with and consulting. And just from what I've seen behind the scenes. And I'm talking about on a large scale, meaning in terms of the ease of scaling your business up from 5 or 10K a month up to the levels we're talking about in this video and on this channel. So below are screenshots of testimonials that I'll soon be sharing. I'm going to formalize them a little bit, perhaps on this channel or a separate, just a dedicated testimonials channel, of business owners, both established and up and coming, who have made money working together, have closed clients working together, with my assistance, or co-sign the legitimacy of this model. Cool. So I'm not going to play them all here, and that's just a small sample. But the larger point here is, once you have set the honest intention of hitting 50K, 50 grand in 30 days, and you have been honest in your willingness to do what it takes to hit that number. By the way, this is the biggest thing that stops people, including myself for many, many years. It's not lack of ability ever. Everybody I work with is hyper intelligent, or else I don't work with them. It's very easy to tell. It's that they start and then they realize, oh shoot, I have to do all this. And then they get turned off by it. And they're like, well, the old life is more comfortable and it's easier. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, never once on this channel I'm like, oh yeah, you'll get rich quick in 30. No, dude. Or else I would have done it. Anyway, once you are honest about the fact that this is what you want and that you're going for it, number 2 is you need to be in the white hot space. Trust me, this will save you years. I would have been a lot richer a lot sooner had I not wasted time trying to do banking or music or wellness, borderline life coaching. No offense. Number 3 is, once you've identified the white hot space, which should be rather obvious because it'll be everywhere on your feed, cough, cough, AI. Your next thing is to be very shrewd in identifying the most proven business model within this white hot space. I think we've established that now. AI cold email as the tool to generate deals for businesses. Now, number 4, you need to develop the skill and get good at it. Can't skate around this part. It only takes about 20 hours of focused study, something like that. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what the stat is. It only takes about 20 hours of focused study and practice to get dangerous with this thing. I have a free 7-hour course. Yes, I have a course. Yes, it's free. It's the fastest growing AI cold email course on the internet right now for a reason. It's because it works. You should watch it. And you only have to watch about 10 or 20 of my other videos to know what you're doing here. You don't even have to pay me at this point. But yes, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to fast track, I also have the #1 AI cold email training program on the planet for entrepreneurs in terms of pure value and results. It is expensive because it works, and to protect the quality of the group as well. I don't want to work with any worms. This is not a sales pitch, by the way. This is just me communicating to you what it takes to get the results you want. You wanted my honesty. This is it. The title of this video is The Most Honest Path to 50K a Month, meaning I am telling you exactly how I did it with proof, and then I'll hand this checklist to another business owner or entrepreneur. They will get results, and then they will get on a call with me and tell me they are getting results, or tell me about how good the experience is, and then only then will I share that with you. I digress. Long story short, get good. You don't have to be great, just good. You know how to get good at things. Spend time doing it. and learning it and absorbing it and obsessing over it. You can't skip that part. Cool. So number 4 is getting good. Number 5 is volume. So this business and any business is a math game. It is a balance of math, but also being a real people person. Don't lose the humanity in business, please. The entrepreneurs I'm consulting right now are really, really seeing success and getting results because one way or another, I'm giving them permission to just be themselves. Whether that's like send the emails with the typos, really small example, or like say that you are not available on this day and that you can meet the next day. And just when you're on sales calls, just literally physically lean back in your seat and just talk about, just make some small talk and ask questions. But like, you don't got to do the Wolf of Wall Street thing. You don't got to be perfect. If you are just starting, say that you are just starting. You're a young agency, whatever. Just be a people person and you will get results. If you're nervous, say you're nervous on the call. If you don't know what you're doing, but you're going to try your best, say that you haven't figured it out yet, but you're going to try your best on the call. Cool. Anyway, volume. If you are a business owner and you are not making the money you want, there are usually only 2 answers. Number 1, not enough people are seeing your stuff. Thus, they're not booking calls. Number 2, you're not charging enough. So we can fix number 1 with just sending more emails. We can fix number 2 by just hanging around me and other folks I work with who charge what you think is a lot until it becomes normal to you. If you want to stop being at 10K a month, stop holding on to a 10K a month identity. If you want to stop being broke, stop holding on to a broke identity. And we usually go out of our way to defend the very things we complain about because identity is on an identity level. It's subconscious. Anyway, that's another story. Sending more emails. So if you send 500 emails a day every week, like every weekday, for the next month, I guarantee you, I don't guarantee much on this channel because that gets dangerous. And I ain't trying to get no lawsuit. But I guarantee you that you will make money. If not, or you'll book some calls because I don't know how you are on calls. But if not, I'll send you an apology note or something. But so far I haven't been wrong yet. So for small example, Brett, a business owner I'm consulting, who I'll be sitting down with next week. I'm recording this video on Saturday, November 22nd. So Brett closed 2 clients last week with his first AI cold email campaign ever. So he closed client 1 on Monday and then client 2 days later on Wednesday. Here's the screenshot for the proof and us all celebrating him. Christian, who is on track to do 5 figures this month, who I'm also working with, closed 2 clients on a deal generation offer as the upsell, meaning the client bought an expensive thing from him already, and then when they heard about this offer, they bought that on top, so another expensive thing. Long story short, good things happen when you just send more emails and you just do more outreach. And if you need help with that, that's what I'm here for. I've never had someone who didn't get results or wasn't in a better position after we had sent more emails for them, whether it was us on our done for you offer under VinceScale or our done with you offer under Spectre. Anyway, long story short, just send more emails. And if you need help with that, that's what I'm here for. This isn't smoke and mirrors. It's pure math. It's linear. You can calculate how many emails you need to send to make the amount of money you want. There are very few greater gifts in business. Of course, like a sport that is built on uncertainty. Of course, there's a question of if you can handle that amount of clients, that amount of emails, the infrastructure, the targeting, lead list building, and copy that comes with that so that your stuff doesn't just end up in spam. But that's, again, why I'm here. If you haven't seen any results with cold email, this happens all the time. A business owner will get on the phone with me and say they tried cold email for a couple months or 3 months and then they haven't gotten results. Cool. I was in that position. That's how I know how to get out of that position systematically and how I have helped so many other business owners through just these YouTube videos or on a like one-to-one consulting basis, get out of that situation. Anyway, if you haven't seen any results with cold email, the answer is usually pretty obvious, and it usually revolves around you sending less than 500 to 1,000 emails a day, or drafting your copy with ChatGPT or something. This is why when business owners come to me with a lack of results, it's such an easy fix for me to make. This is why I charge what I charge, because I get results, and they start getting results because it's a simple game to understand. Then they get ROI and everyone's happy. Anyway, so you got your first client, you got your first payment. Now what? We're still not at 50K a month yet. So now what? Well, the assignment hasn't changed. You were tasked with doing good work. You were tasked with getting more clients. Your only job now is to use any and all of your time, money, and intellect, because you're smart, to support that assignment, but at a higher and higher level. This is scale. It's about being honest when you need to hire people. It's about being honest when you don't know what you're doing. So or you shouldn't be doing what you're doing because your time is more valuable doing something else. So it's hiring people. You should do this anytime you are stuck at a certain income level. It's about being honest when you don't have the knowledge to get to the next step and need to invest in education. You should do this anytime you are stuck at a certain income level. Invest in yourself. Get around people who make that amount of money. But let's not make this any more complicated. The path is get a client, get them results, get a case study or testimonial, use that to get another client, get them results, get a testimonial, and repeat. So just be nice to people. It makes it a lot easier to get testimonials. In that endeavor, you will need to hire. In that endeavor, you will need to preserve cash. In that endeavor, you will need to stick it out. Here's the most honest piece of advice to wrap up this video. The most honest path to 50K a month with AI. The most honest piece of advice is do not stop until you hit 50K a month. Do not stop until you hit whatever your goal is. That's it. No smoke and mirrors. Anyway, I have nothing to sell you. If you're an entrepreneur and you'd like to work with me directly to start and scale an AI cold email business, to start and scale to 10, 20, 50K a month with AI cold email, or add it as a client acquisition system and get these kinds of results that we've been talking about and showing in this video, and start closing clients like all these other folks we've been talking about, you can hit the link in the description below to get more information on how I might be able to help. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.